Jim Rohn, I don't get paid by the hour. I get paid based on the value that I bring to the hour.
Real Estate Investing Profits presents Profit Masters with your host, world-renowned real estate coach and investor, Corey Boatwright. Now, strap in and get ready to learn elite wealth-building investment strategies taught by 6- and 7-figure house flipping masters as they reveal their best real estate investing profit secrets to you right now.
What is up, party people? This is Corey Boatwright. I am the founder of Real Estate Investing Profits and your host, Real Estate Investing Profit Masters. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. I am excited about who you're getting ready to listen to. He's a good friend of mine. I've known him for several years now. He's also part of a mastermind group that you all have heard of called Collective Genius, one of the best in the country, ran by my best friend in the world, Mr. Jason Medley. You didn't know this, but he used to be called Jason Moneyman Medley. If you didn't know that, I knew him back in the day. Anyway, so Will Denker is who we have on the show today. And Will is going to talk about impact investing. It is a very impactful, pun intended, that it's going to make you think differently on how you are working with homeowners that are motivated, on how you can serve them best, and how going above and beyond actually can reduce your marketing expenses and provide some incredible results. This is an awesome interview, and Will really shares some great stories on the results from the way that he's been thinking and the strategies that he uses in his real estate investing business. So just a great, genuine dude, and just a big giver. So I know you're going to love Will. And I appreciate you listening. Also, if you haven't downloaded your Ultimate Real Estate Investing Quick Start Guide, where you been? Are you living under a rock? Download it. Go to text the word profit to 38470. That's the word profit to 38470, and it'll be magically sent to you. All right. If you're interested in wholesale coaching, I'd love to have a conversation with you to see if we are a good fit. You also get to talk to previous students if we decide to take you on as a client. So you can go to Corey's Coaching, CORYS, coaching.com, and answer a few questions, and then we can get you set up on a strategy coaching session. All righty. I hope that you have a fantastic, amazing Christmas in December here of 2018, and I hope that you're setting your amazing dreams and aspirations and goals to a place where you are excited about pursuing them, and I'm looking forward to being there with you on the journey. I appreciate your time, appreciate you investing your energy into this podcast, and I hope that is delivering value for you. All right, I appreciate you, and here you go, Mr. Will Denker. Will, are you there, my man?
What's going on, Corey? How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, brother?
Man, I'm doing good. Life is really, really good.
Life is great, right? Every day. I was funny. I was just on another interview, and one question came up about how you start your morning. And every morning I say my worst day is someone else's paradise.
Yeah,
Day is someone else's paradise. I say it every single morning. It sets the tone for everything. It puts a perspective. So I love that you're optimistic, brother.
Thank you. Life is good. Really, really good. Very blessed.
Well, thanks for taking the time to be on here. Are you calling in from Houston today?
Yes, in Houston, where I live.
Awesome. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, Mr. Will Denker, and talk about what's your investing expertise.
So I'm a wholesaler. I got into the business probably 12, 13 years ago. Got into it wanting to flip, and then I ended up kind of discovering wholesaling and how easy it was. And I've just kind of stayed in that zone. I've probably done like 1,400 deals now, I think. Wholesale, probably like 5 or 6 apartments, smaller, like 25, 30 unit apartments. Got into some commercial, tried to flip that. It was a more different animal for sure. But just pretty much stayed in there. And over the years, I've just gotten into what I call impact investing, really touching the client, providing services, and going way above and beyond, based off what they need and then some.
It's amazing.
So it's made us stand out with the customers and competition as people worry about. I don't even look at the competition because 9 times out of 10, nobody's going to do what we do for the clients.
We're going to talk about that and get into that a little bit more. What made you want to be involved with real estate investing?
I was going back many years now. Just wanted to flip a house. I mean, I was kind of doing light remodeling and handyman services as a business, and I just always wanted to flip a house. I ended up selling my house, everything I owned, moved to a 1-bedroom apartment to get the seed money. And then that's when I actually bought my first property, paid cash, and was going to rehab it. The tenants wanted to buy it. They actually qualified, so I ended up selling it to them. And so I didn't even have to rehab the house, and I really liked it, made a little profit, and then just kind of went from there.
Will, take us back. What time frame was that?
Oh my gosh. Whenever Katrina was, it was right around that time before Katrina. So probably 12, 13 years ago, I'm guessing.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Did you have an influence in your investing?
When I got started, I think there was a couple small RIA groups that I kind of went to, but there wasn't like online training like there is today. I mean, we didn't have Google Maps or any of that. I mean, literally we looked at properties via key map, we didn't, pay-per-click, all that. It was before all that. So the first couple of years, we never even mailed postcards. We were trying to figure out how to do mailing lists and things like that. So it was different back then for sure.
It sure was. Did you have a breaking point before you went into investing? Like where you said like, enough's enough. I'm going to be an entrepreneur.
I've always been that way my whole life. I owned a power washing company. And so I did that in my 20s. So I did that for 5 or 6 years. I think part of it was, I remember specifically I painted a client's house, $6,000 invoice, flat out told me she's not paying me. Then there was another client that canceled some jobs that we had, and I just kind of started at that point getting frustrated.
Sure.
Did a light rehab on a house, and that guy was like, hey, I can't do anymore. And then I think just the combination of that, just, I needed to get more, and so I decided to take the plunge, and I just made the decision, and then just 90 days later bought my first deal.
You want to control your own own destiny, also control your own kind of financial pathway, right?
I thought the income would be better than what I was doing. I wasn't for sure. I didn't have it mapped out and know, but I just knew it was the direction I went, so I just went and tried to figure it out.
Impact investing is a really cool term. I think you should trademark that term. I love it. But let's talk about what it really is. What is what we consider your profit master investing strategy, what's really impacted the bottom line the most, and what's the best strategy that really has provided the biggest return for you? So
now I've done just everything, every type of marketing. I've done it all, internet, postcards, and things. The best one right now by far is skip tracing. And so with that in combination of what we do with the impact investing, when we meet a seller, the first question I ask them is, where are you going to go? It's not about price. What do you need? It's literally where they're going to go. If they don't have a place, that's where I spend my next 30 minutes is figuring out where they're going to go. Because if they don't have a place, they're never going to make a decision to go because they're not going to make the sign to go nowhere. And so we literally map it out. I come from the mindset of, if they move, are they going to be okay for the next year? And so a lot of times people will move and just go into a place but not really have a plan of where they're going to go and what they're going to do for the future. I ask those questions. So there's a lot of clients that we had to where she wanted to move, to downgrade, get out of the house. The heirs are selling it. We went, found out where she wanted to go. This particular deal, she wanted a mobile home. So we sat down, found what she was getting. We ended up buying a mobile home, paying cash. We prepaid her lot rent for the next year, all utilities, had everything literally move-in ready, built a deck, hooked up the electrical, sewer, all of that, and then had our moving company do her entire move. And so that was like one of the deals that we did. And there was competition there, but nobody was going to come close to taking care of that. And actually the way we got the deal was they basically said, we need 60 days for his aunt to move. And I said, man, we can give you 60 days, but that's not going to fix your problem. Well, what do you mean? I was like, well, you won't even give your aunt your phone number because of the way she talks and goes on and kind of, I said, let us focus on getting her in a place, if it's 60, 90 days, to a place where she's taken care of for the next year. That's my objective. And they like that type of offer. And so that's what we did. We ended up getting the deal, found her a place, completely moved her and everything. And so
you reframe the whole reason of why they're contacting you. Instead of they think is to sell the house and make money, but you reframe to where that's not the major reason. The major reason is to move to another place and start over in their life.
Yeah, it's like a reset. And I want to make sure that they're good, not just get them out of the house.
Right.
Like the other investors, they wouldn't have done anything. They would have evicted her in 60 days and they don't care. With us, I mean, it's literally, there's little comments of problems that we run into, but I remember driving, because I personally drove her to look at some mobile homes. And she goes, well, I don't understand why you're doing this. I mean, I get it. Most people hand you a list and go pick a mobile home. Why are you? And it's like, well, because I want to make sure that you get the best value, the best deal. You get something that's going to sustain you over long term. And so I need to be there. I don't understand that. It still just doesn't they think something's going on.
Right.
And so that's when I know I'm in the right zone. I'm in the right place doing the right thing.
Man, that's such a different way of viewing the motivation of why someone is contacting you in the first place. And from you doing that, Will, have you also got, I would assume, referrals? And then people, they felt so good, they felt taken care of so much that you went above and beyond, besides just wanting to get their house and sell it for profit, that they referred other people to you.
The referrals are just incredible. We have, since I kind of started tracking it, we have a referral that referred us somebody that referred us 3 down, and that person has referred us 4 properties that we've actually closed on.
That's incredible.
All from referrals. So it's literally taking care of that client so well that they referred somebody else. Now, a lot of these, whatever service we offered, like the move, we deliver boxes to them. We provide all the packing materials. And then we have the movers come do the move. That has such an impact on them that when they hear somebody else or another friend that has that same scenario, hey, you need to call Will.
Yeah, they made it so easy for me. Right. Yeah.
And the other thing is like taking care of your team, and with impact investing, it's when we deliver boxes, I just give them the boxes. No, we deliver the boxes. We give them the good rollers, the markers, the packing tape. We sit down with them for 5 minutes. Look, make sure that you label all the boxes, kitchens, bathrooms, bedrooms, make sure everything's labeled. Because what I need you to do is when the movers show up, they're going to load up all the boxes. When you get to the house, what I need you to do is stand in front of the door and just point to where you want the boxes, because they're going to do all the work. I just need you to guide them of where to put all the boxes. The other thing is we've talked to our moving company. I don't ever beat up my moving company. Hey, guys, you only got 5 hours. Get it done. Get it done. I tell the guys, look, if they need a TV put up on a dresser, if they need the cable hooked up, take care of it for them. I never beat them up, nickel and dime them, and put them in a rush. If they spend an extra 2 hours at the house, making sure the client has everything, if they need help unboxing something, guys, do it. And so every now and then I'll show up. I know the guys and things like that. So I make sure that we take care of them. We, give them a bonus. And so they know when they're doing a move for us, hey, don't worry about it. Nobody has to even sign the invoice. They ship it to us. We take care of it.
Man, it's just, you create like a white glove wholesaling operation.
We take care of all the details.
It really is great, man. What's one of your biggest challenges that you face in real estate investing? How'd you get through it?
So I think part of it is like growing as a company. Now this fits for me, probably not everybody else. Me talking to sellers is my zone. And so when I started growing a company and hiring people, and my role as a business owner would change. And so I kept hitting, I guess a treadmill, just on writing, and I wasn't getting the same results that I wanted. So part of it's identity, business owner, and all that. So I fought with that a couple of years ago, went through some things that, by the way, I still remember you helping me get through some of those things that I went through. And it's like getting rid of the identity and really sitting down and figuring out what it is that I want, letting go of the stuff that I didn't. And that was kind of a hard transition, but man, it's stepping away from the big business. I'm in the zone where I do the deals. Yes, I got a job, but it's a well-paying job. It's literally the 90-20. I call it the 95-5. I get to focus on the deals. If we close 4-5 deals a month, I'm ecstatic. That's like, super capacity. Great, no problem. Overhead, marketing, all of that's gone. Not completely gone, but it's, I'm not stressed.
Right.
So I focus and have the impact. And now I'm in my zone and I feel completely fulfilled. And so taking a step, changing that to where I run leads, but that's my zone. That's my strength. That's what I'm best at.
There's a book by Dan Sullivan from Strategic Coach called Unique Ability. And it really speaks to what you just articulated. And it comes down to, what are you most passionate and love to do the most in the business? Do you love to talk to people a lot? Do you love to be behind a computer a lot? Do you like to, go get your hands dirty and fix stuff? Like, what is it that you love to do? And focusing and putting so much effort into your unique ability that anything else that you do outside of that is a distraction and actually holds back you and the business from growing. And it's a really powerful book if you haven't read it, but it really articulates in very detail of what's some of the things that you can start asking yourself how to get to that place. And it sounds like you've already really figured out where is your zone.
That's definitely 100%. I can find any little pressure and just release it for the clients. I remember walking through, there was a house, it flooded. We were moving them to assisted living. And I remember walking by and it's like really getting to know your clients, and they're elderly. And I saw a little shredder there, and she's shredding, in a little box. And I said, "Are you shredding all that?" She said, "Oh yeah." And I said, "Well, you don't have to take care of that. I'll get it all shredded for you." And then she pointed over to the file cabinet. Now he had checks from 1970. Every check he had ever written, they had to shred everything. And I said, "Ma'am, don't even shred that. I'll have the shredding company come in with a truck and we'll shred it all." And she almost started busting out into tears because that was such a daunting task for her. She was tired. And so it's little things like that. Anything that we can do to just, we'll take care of it. We'll take care of it. You sign, we got it. We got it.
It sounds, that's really your edge. What is a lesson that you've learned that that's got you to where you are today? Like a great lesson, Will?
Some of it, I jotted down some different things, but, focus is a really good one. Keeping it simple. We can really overcomplicate everything we do. 20% is mechanical and the other 80% is mental. And man, we fill it up with all kinds of different things. It's just like, when you did your first deal, it was so hard. And after you did it, it was, man, I can't believe it was that easy. Well, why? Because all the 80% that you filled in, you didn't even really need. So that's the biggest thing, is just, keeping it simple, focused, and then just, taking action. And just don't stress. Just take a deep breath, and you're going to learn stuff along the way.
You'll learn stuff along the way, right? If you had to start over again, what would you change? What's some advice for some new people?
Yeah, probably keep it simple. Like the McDonald's model. I think in the beginning, realize that not all leads work. You're trying to put a round peg in a square hole, and then you really get creative and you try to make this thing work. The problem isn't the lead not working, it's you don't have enough leads. So for me, there has to be a problem there that I need to fix. There's price and problem. If they want price, you know what? Okay, he was going to get top dollar. That's not my lead. I add no value to that. Be okay with letting that go. Mm-hmm. So I see a lot of people sometimes, and for me, trying to maximize all the leads, you're running with a chicken with your head cut off, So I go find the leads that I have the biggest impact on. So with the marketing or whatever that we do, they go in a CRM, they raise their hand. I go in and get 4 to 6 deals. I focus on those and get them closed. And there's more deals in there. Yeah, no, I'll get to them. And so that's what I do. But that's my model, and that works for me. I find the ones at that time that need the biggest impact that I can help, and then I go help them. Then it's easy. It's just kind of walking them, to close and doing what we do.
Amen, man. We do the same, that we focus on wholesaling deals. We don't do lease option deals. We don't do buy and hold deals. We don't do fix and flip deals. For us, we just focus on wholesales, and we give up, I know, tens of thousands of dollars in potential profits. But for us to go chase those rabbits and to set up those systems and to set up those things, it is going to be a distraction from the wholesaling business. So if you want to do those other things and you have systems and teams and people in place that can do them well, where it doesn't distract you, then man, go for it. But I have found that whenever I put my minds on 50 other things that I don't, so I only give this thing 20%, this thing 5%, this thing 10%. There's no way I can give something 100%, or I just as much effort as I possibly can to get the most out of it. And so I'm right there with you, man. I think that's a very big lesson. I think people listening right now are getting some definite value from that. What is one of your favorite motivational or business quotes?
Jim Rohn, I don't get paid by the hour. I get paid based on the value that I bring to the hour. And so I'm constantly.
So good. Oh, that's so good. I love Jim Rohn stuff. I'm going to put that in the show notes. Oh, that's so good. Can you say it one more time?
I don't get paid by the hour. I get paid based on the value that I bring to the hour.
Oh, that's so good. Man, he's so good, isn't he? I listen to so much of his stuff. That is great, man. That's so true. And I think you're following that. Whenever you're coming to deal with someone, you're actually asking, how can I serve them? What value can I bring to this time?
And it's funny. I mean, at the end of the day, there's got to be money in the budget from the deal. So if you're getting started, start off with something small. Mm-hmm. I'm always looking, over the years of testing and playing with it, it's real. I started off doing it. I'm in the real estate business, not the people. I'm in the people business, not the real estate business.
Not the real estate business, right.
But I've realized the impact that you have, and that's really facilitated a lot more of it, like from doing estate sales and those things to where they're not able to. Mm-hmm. And even if it's not related to real estate, it's something we can do. I'll do it, and it's been good. It served me very, very well and blessed me beyond belief.
It's interesting because the way that thinking has helped you, it's actually created more leads for you too, which in return also cuts down on your overhead and cuts down on everything. So you're not having to spend that extra money and marketing stuff because you're taking the little extra effort up front. It's actually saving in the long term. Man, I wish people would. That's a great lesson in itself, to be able to do a little bit more up front, so you can build the roots. You can get the roots in deeper, so those will start. Those branches will start producing fruit.
It's everybody. Like, the way I look at it is everybody that actually touches the client. From the title company. Hey, that's your job. I'm never going to say that to a title company.
Right.
They're part of my team. We had a couple of years ago, a notary met us to sign some docs. He gave me the invoice, and I think it was like $20. And I just looked at it. I was like, I'm sitting there thinking, this guy came day after Thanksgiving, drove up here, met us, and he's doing all this for $20. And I kind of looked at him. I was like, man, I can't pay you $20 for this. Literally the paper he had was bonded. He took pride in what he did.
Right.
And so I said, man, I wrote him a check for $100. Well, why would I do that? It's taking care of the people.
Man.
Now, the guy is, anytime I get a notary, if I can send him, I send him. So I'm in Houston. We had a deal all the way in Austin. And so I could have paid a notary $50, $100 in Austin to sign some of these docs. I paid him to drive all the way to Austin. Why would I do that? Number one, it puts money in his pocket. And number two, I've got the best person that can handle that job. So family wanted to sell. Aunt was living in the house with her son, who was basically on drugs. So the other aunt walked into the house, and now she's, quote, disrupting their lives because they've been living there for the past couple of years. Right. The son just goes ballistic, starts cussing, screaming. She comes out all frantic, totally in tears.
Jeez.
And I'm like, wow, it's one of those, type of closings. And so the notary steps up and says,
Jerry Springer closing. Jerry Springer closing.
Yes, very much so. And so the notary steps up and says, look, Will, I'm going to take her to Starbucks. I know what to do. I'll get all the documents signed. I've got the other brother's information. Is it okay? I'm going to go ahead and contact him, get everything done, and then I'll meet back with you here in 2 hours. Will that work? I said, perfect. He's done. So now I can walk in without them and focus on the son and the aunt. And then, so that's what we did with that one. But having him there, and, you know, it's amazing, you know, because plus when somebody's nervous, they're signing some docs, man, I don't know about this or whatever. Look, I've worked with Will for the past 2 years. I've seen what he does with clients. Trust me, he'll do the right thing always. And it just, to me, I immediately go, that takes pressure off the client. That's worth it.
Right.
Just any little stress that I can do, that's what I'm there for, is to eliminate that. So it's taking care of the people as well. Anybody that touches that client, I want movers, notary, I want them to be 100% on board.
Man, that's so good, Will. It's so good, man. What's like, do you have a book that you recommend or something that's really changed your life?
I've read a lot of business books, and there's a lot of them out there. I've been kind of on a personal journey lately, but 4 Agreements, The Untethered Soul, and The One Thing. Those, the 4 Agreements, it's hard, you know, to honor those agreements. But that's a good book to read. Untethered Soul, and of course, The One Thing by Gary Keller. Being focused, finding that one thing.
Finding the one thing it makes all the difference in the world, right? What's the 4 Agreements? Who's that by?
I'd have to see. Let's see.
I'll put it in the show notes as well.
It's let's see. I listen to Audible's my app that I listen to, but
yes. Put 4 Agreements, Untethered Soul.
Untethered Soul, and then Gary Keller.
Sure.
Yep, I have to look that up. It's not in here.
That's okay. We'll put it here in the show notes so everybody will have it. Do you have a mobile app that you use a lot in your business day to day? I'm
not like the app guy technology, and you know, I see all the apps that you give. I'm like, holy cow, I don't know how you keep up with all of them. But the main one that I use is Audible. That's the main one. All the other stuff, I mean, I have a couple that, you know, use MLS, Simple Being for meditation, that type of stuff. But other than that, no, I don't. I'm trying to get away from my phone, like altogether. Emails, Facebook, just disconnect.
Just disconnect.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Unless yeah, I just focus on clients. The technology is above me.
Well, that's it. So, but Audible's good because then you can, you're learning a lot from these authors, and I'm assuming that you read quite a bit or listen quite a bit.
I probably have like 300 books in my Audible now.
Yeah.
I'm always listening to Audible, some podcasts. One thing I did for the past couple months is I literally searched motivation in YouTube, and then I watch all those videos, and that's, you know, I start my morning, boom, end my night, motivational videos. They're like 10, 15 minutes. Jay Shetty's another one. It really gets in your head.
Oh, he's really good. Yeah.
Just, you know,
really
spilling your cup. I mean, those videos are just awesome. It puts everything in perspective, you know, and it's not listen to it once. It's what you feed every single day is going to start coming out. If you start feeding it every day, it'll stop coming out. And so, you know, sometimes I'll go a week, oh man, I need to, and then I'll go on my little spurt again of listening. But it started with motivation in YouTube, and then all the impact theories and all those others come up, and I watch all those. So I'm constantly feeding myself positive, grateful, you know, really good stuff.
You get 8 hours of sleep every night?
Absolutely, yeah. I don't wake up to an alarm clock. You know, it's I'm trying to wake up earlier, and I'm doing it natural. So I do a veggie drink. So
is that Organifi? Is that Organifi? What is that?
No, it's I fill it with spinach, put a yogurt, protein powder, and add a little bit of fruit, and I blend it up. So it's literally, I fill it with spinach. I buy the big little things of spinach and just put it on there. Man, the energy level is like incredible.
Incredible, right? Yeah.
So I'm starting to do cardio and working out, lost weight, that kind of stuff. So it takes time to, do that. But I feel way, way, way better.
Dude, you look good, man. Have you lost some weight?
Yeah, I lost like 15 pounds. I
Yeah,
probably
man, you
have
look
maybe
good.
another 10 to go, I guess.
Heck yeah, you look good, dude.
Yeah, thank you. It's I feel way better, and the energy levels, goes through the roof.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, my friend Drew Canoli has a company called FitLife, right? And they do this thing called Organifi. If you haven't ever checked it out, it's amazing. Drew, actually, I've known him for a long, long time before he was started FitLife, and he flew out to my house and stayed with me and did a program and actually hired a trainer and everything. And I got educated on things that I was eating and the purpose behind them and the results and all the consequences. And so we literally went threw a bunch of stuff away in the cabinets. It was crazy, but he has since then created this whole empire of organic powders and all about juicing. So his big thing is about juicing and the power of juicing. So definitely, check it out and see what he has. But okay, so what's your morning routine? If you don't wake up to a alarm clock, what's your morning routine like?
So if I can get up about 5, I'm ecstatic. That's a good morning. So sometimes I'll either start off with a coffee. I literally drive to Starbucks, drive around, get my thoughts. That's my drive to work, come back home.
What coffee do you get at Starbucks?
Huh?
You just get black coffee?
No, I get with cream and sugar, but not the frappuccinos and all that, just regular coffee with cream and sugar.
Have you ever done a flat white before?
No, a flat white?
Yep. Okay, so tomorrow I want you to go get a flat white. I want you to text me because you got my text. Tell me what you think about a flat white. So I was just doing the regular coffee as well. Now I'm on, mushroom coffee and death list coffee, which is those are some of my 2 favorites. But flat white is one of the least expensive, believe it or not, at Starbucks. So that's a benefit. And because you're right, coffees are $4 or $5 nowadays. But it's least expensive, so it's like $2 or $3. And it also just has a little creamer on the top of a coffee. So
it's a black coffee with creamer on top?
A little creamer on the top. So you can get your Splenda or whatever you put in there, but it's essentially what you get anyway. But if you call it a flat white, if you look it up and Google it, whenever I go, I get the flat whites. I'm telling you, it's like the best thing. It doesn't have all that other crap that they throw in it, like pumpkin spice this or all this, or the lattes that can crush you because they take your energy and they just drop it, right? But a flat white is pretty good. Anyway, I'll try to check out flat white. So what are you most grateful for, Will?
Man, it's literally it's the little things. I mean, literally the littlest things, for my health that, I'm able to wake up every day. I mean, just little stuff that happens in a store when you see somebody that's homeless. I mean, it's just like every little thing. I'm blessed that I'm able to do this and I don't have a job and, you have to take a day off because the kids are sick and then all of a sudden you don't get pay and that stress. I mean, and the reason I'm looking at it is I'm acknowledging what other people have to go through sometimes, and I'm blessed because I don't.
Your empathy level. I remember meeting you for the first time. We're also in the Collective Genius together, awesome mastermind. Your empathy level, man, is just so high. And I think that's one thing that to be learned from this interview is you're using that to actually serve your client, you're in your business. And by not just getting what you want out of the deal, but also looking what's best for, how can I better serve this person, even outside of what they're even asking me for.
Yes.
So you're listening for the thing that's not being said. Right.
Yeah.
So your empathy level is super high to be able to do something like that, Will. And I appreciate and acknowledge you for that because that makes you a special kind of investor, man. It really does. It makes you outside of the greed and all those other things. And the funny thing is that you and I've shared these stories that your profit margins actually are some of the largest without even kind of having to push on it to really hard negotiate, just because you are creating this platform where people are referring you deals, and they're getting what they want. You're serving them above and beyond what they're even asking for. And aside from that, price isn't even typically something that you guys are arguing over.
No, it's the last thing,
It's the
if they
last
need
thing.
price, top dollar, I can't fix anything. I'm not in my zone.
I would think sometimes you've been having conversations with, you know what, we'll do the best we can to give you a fair price, according to what we can do. I bet you're not even, sometimes because of how you set up the platform, you're not even having to have those minute little conversations of 1,000 more to 5,000 more.
Very, very rarely. There was one, I think it was like last month actually. Larry had one that actually the deal was tight. There was no profit. All the investor did pass because it was a tight deal. She was in the house. It had flooded. Larry actually ended up talking to her, and he just said, "We got to do this for them." Okay, what does that mean? I don't know. We made $0, but we were able to get it sold. She prevented having the foreclosure. I remember all the details, but she was able actually to buy another house, even though she still had that with a bank with some refi or something. But we did a $0 assignment, and man, I encourage some people to do this, because a lot of times for us to wholesale a property, literally it's signing a piece of paper and having the investor. If you can do it that easily, and you have one, the person owes this much and there's not enough equity, so it's a dead deal. There's no money there. Just wholesale it out for them. I mean, just do that every quarter. I mean, otherwise they're going to lose a foreclosure. I'm not worth my time. I mean, if it's, I don't know. For us, it was easy. It's fill out a piece of paper. The buyer won't buy it, sign the paper. Because number one, you get momentum. Number two, they call you back. They've got energy. Number three, you got someone screaming out. You can get testimonials from them and everything else, and you got somebody on your side. You feel 10 better. There's an energy exchange that happens with that, especially when you do something and you don't get paid for it and it just helped them. Holy cow. It's good stuff.
It's huge, man. Another thing that sets you apart is you doing deals when they don't make you any profit, but they make you profitable in other ways. They make you profitable with referrals, with keeping integrity with who you are as a person, and concurrency within your team. And man, so many good, deep things there, richness that we could dig into even more. What would you recommend a coach or a mentor, or how important has that been to your own personal success?
To me, it's huge. We have a little mastermind of guys that we meet, here in Houston, and we started probably 2-3 years ago, and just having bouncing the ideas of that has just been insurmountable, just unbelievable. Just with sharing the ideas, bouncing the ideas and different things, and that's game changer. I mean, it's really exploded, because it's not just business. I mean, there's a lot more. You've got to be congruent in all aspects of your life. So if one is suffering, it's going to make your business suffer. If you're not good at home, business ain't going to be, killing it. So the group that we have, we touch on kind of all aspects of that, stuff going on, things with kids, So that has been so impactful, because I listen to what they say and they're very, very helpful. It's been a complete game changer. Like CG as well is another one. I don't have one coach per se. Everybody, I can learn something from everybody. Even if I don't like the person, there's still going to be something that they do that I can apply in my business. So I'm always open ears to everything, and seeing what I can apply that benefits me and other people in my life. And so when I got started, I didn't have a coach. But man, if you can get one nowadays with Facebook and everything, the information's out there. It's so amazing.
It's so true. If you had to summarize why you do what you do, right? What's your big why, Will?
Impact. Having an impact on somebody, lifting them from where they're at to a better place. And whether it has to do with the real estate or not do with the real estate, it's just having an impact on that person. That's it. Because it comes back to me tenfold, and I got way more than I need, way more than I deserve.
Yeah.
So it's now, and now it's to the point of just giving back more.
Yeah. Man, you have a servant heart. How can we serve you? Right? What's one way that we can serve you? How can we get in touch with you? What do you need right now? How can we serve you, man?
If, just today, go out and buy somebody a cup of coffee. if you can't do a real estate deal to help them, just find something. Like if any deal that you're doing, figure out a way that you can give back 5% of the deal back to the seller in the form of a service, something that will benefit them, and just try it. You can do it with $500, a flat fee, or $250. Just do something for the seller. Even after you close the deal and you weren't able to do something, send them a gift card, send them to dinner, send them, man, it was great working with you guys. I really appreciate it. And just see that energy come back. So just start small and start helping the sellers out. For me, that's the biggest thing. I would love people to start paying that forward. As far as life, everything's good. If they need to get in touch with me, they can email me, will@123soldfast. If anybody needs help or a challenge, or if anybody's hitting a challenge in a wall and trying to break through and want to put some of these systems in place, I'd be glad to talk to them. We can sit down, mastermind, kind of figure it out. I'm good at getting to the end pretty quickly in 1, 2, 3 steps with people. So if I can offer that, I'd be glad to help in any way I can.
Huge value, man. I know that you also have a skip tracing service that you work on. So you have a lot of things to offer. So thanks for taking the time to be on here, Will. You're someone I always have a massive amount of respect for. I've loved our conversations, and I just appreciate your servant heart so much, man. You're a special kind of investor, dude, and the world needs more people like you.
Thanks, man. You've been awesome to me, Corey, and you've helped me more than, we've had our conversations, and you're like a brother to me, man. I love you.
I love you too, brother. I love you too. Will, thank you for taking the time to be on here. We are going to go ahead and end our interview for today, but we are going to bring other interviews on to our Profit Master podcast series, and we're going to bring people that are just amazing and phenomenal. They're going to share their stories, share what's working for them, and people just like Will that are doing big things in the world, and especially for impact investing, which I love, Will. So thank you again for taking the time, brother.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
All right. See you guys. Bye now.
Hi, this is Corey Boatwright, and I have a quick question for you. What is the fastest way to reach your goals? Is it to work harder, work smarter, use system and processes, or hire rock star employees? What about just making more money? Actually, it's none of that. Those things are a byproduct of the one success component that every real estate investor or business owner that I know all have in common. And the answer is clarity. Complete laser focus on what you want, why you want it, and what are you willing to do to get it. So where do you find clarity? By hiring a coach and mentor. Now, could you reach the level of success that you want to achieve by doing this all on your own? The Lone Ranger. Well, maybe, but do you think it would take you double or even triple the time to achieve it compared to hiring a coach and mentor to help guide your path, provide proven instruction with a tailored blueprint that you could follow for building a real estate business that supports your lifestyle and helps you reach your financial and personal goals? Absolutely. Here's the fact. Time isn't recyclable. So I would like to ask you to make good use of it and extend a personal invitation for you to book a phone coaching strategy session by going to callwithcorey.com. That's callwithcorey, Corey spelled CORY.com. I'm going to ask you a few quick questions on that page, and we're going to go over and see how we can make sure that your business is on path to reach the goals that you want this year. So go to callwithcorey.com, that's CORY, and book your phone coaching strategy session today. Remember, be a servant, and I'll see you on there.
You've been listening to another Real Estate Investing Profits Master podcast series. To receive your free real estate book, Down and Dirty, Ultimate Real Estate Investing Quick Start Guide, how to quit your job to start flipping houses in 90 days or less, head online and go to realestateinvestingprofits.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Real Estate Investing Profits. Thanks again for listening, and stay tuned for our next episode.